is back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture, films, and the world we see. Deleted scenes, where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah, yeah. Steve out on your YouTube, bro, let's roll.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American and YouTuber Ronan, and I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Unscripted. I want to first off say hello to everyone currently following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to say hello to a few people who've joined us here in the live chat. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Wide shout for her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Cleary. Host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al Presents. Channel member, JPRPH1, dropping a member chat. Thank you very much, sir. Friend of the channel, D. Penzak. My co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast, Enigma Severus. My partner in crime, the toxic gunslinger himself, the man who cannot be killed. The creator of Western Cinema Presents After Hours Karaoke and Action Theater, Out La Belle. Earlier this week, the Prime Minister of the UK, Keir Starmer, resigned. I am very clearly not in England. Never been there. But I am happy that this man is gone, because I consider him to be a traitor to his people. He's not the only one. The man that his party, the Labour Party, intend to replace him with, a man named Andy Burnham, is basically the Kamala Harris of British politics. Yeah, he talks a good game. He certainly speaks better than Kamala Harris does, not by much. But it's basically the same difference, because the problem is they're not going to have another election for 2 years. We had an election, and Trump was voted in over Harris. Now, and I said this at the time, and many people didn't believe me, but I did genuinely believe this, was that Biden's party forced him out. You wanted a true election, then it should have been a Biden versus Trump election. You don't do an end run. That's not all right. Let's see it from the point of view of the Democrats for a second. Okay, they didn't vote for Kamala Harris to be president. Okay, they voted for Biden. The push to get Biden out and put in Harris was led by Hollywood and the mainstream media. You want to go blame somebody for Biden getting pushed out? I'll tell you exactly who you can blame. You can blame George Clooney, a man who does not even live in this country anymore, because he went and he wrote the op-ed that helped to push Biden out, because apparently George Clooney is the secret, chairman of the DNC, or at least he's the Hollywood version of it. And that's when you got like all of the white boys for Harris and all this, and and Mark Ruffalo's all like, you need to listen to us. And I'm like, yeah, no. Now, I go into all of this information that you already know, because there is a similar situation going on in England right now. I am happy to see Keir Starmer out, but I got to tell you something, guys. Andy Burnham isn't going to be any better. He's going to make things worse. But the difference was between what happened here in this country is we were in the middle of an election cycle. The Brits aren't. They don't get to vote for another 2 years. And that's terrifying to think about, because you already see the situation that they are in. People are not going to put up anymore with this corruption, with this violence. And they're going to fight back. The people are going to fight back. They are going to defend their women and children. They are going to defend their homes and what's rightfully theirs. Now, I have said time and again on this show that you don't start a fight, but you finish one. And I stand by that. And the show tonight was originally, fuck it, I'm going to say it. It was going to be about kicking Starmer while he was down. It really was, because I think the guy deserves it. As I said, I believe this man to be a traitor to his country. The UK does not need the Labour Party right now. Again, I'm not a Brit. I'm not sitting here trying to tell these people how to run their country. But I got to tell you, the women and children there are afraid. The men are angry, and they have a right to that anger. They're getting arrested for memes. They're getting arrested for defending their homes. Henry Nowak gets stabbed to death in the street, and they handcuff him. And they mollycoddle his murderer. Until the public got so angry about it and protested about it that the cops had to go and arrest the guy. Now, What I want to talk about here tonight is that fact that if you push people far enough, they're going to react. When the politicians allow their countries to be invaded, and this is not just a UK problem, this is not just an America problem. This is a problem in many different places around the world. It is a problem in Germany. It is a problem in South America. You're dealing with countries that are being invaded by outsiders, by criminals, by terrorists. And this is being allowed to happen by the politicians who are in charge. And I am talking about politicians who are on both sides of the aisle. Both sides of the aisle. Because tonight I'm angry at both sides. I don't give a damn if you're Republican, Democrat, if you're Labor, if you're Tory. You are all on notice tonight. Because every politician forgets we do not work for you. The citizens of your respective countries do not work for you. We are not here to line your pockets. You are supposed to speak for us. You are meant to represent us, not the other way around. We are not here to work for you. We are not here for you to look down your nose at us. People should not be afraid of the government. Government should be afraid of the people. That's damn right. And if you push people long enough, they're going to react. Someone asked a question on X the other day. It says that if someone does violence of any kind, this is how I'll word it for YouTube. If somebody does violence of any kind to a woman or a child, should that be a death penalty offense? And I said, you're damn right, it should be. Why is it whenever a child is harmed or goes missing or any, the world should stop and look for that child? This is our future that these governments are playing around with. And it's ours too, guys. It's ours too. I'll tell you something else. This is a little bit off topic, but I'm going to tell you something else. Tulsi Gabbard, on her last day in office, comes out with the video. We all saw it. All right. Everybody who went on X saw it anyway. I don't know about the mainstream media or how far that went. Saying, oh, guess what? The whole COVID thing, guess who paid for that? Anthony Fauci paid for that. Big Pharma paid for that. We're getting lied to, ladies and gentlemen, by the mainstream media, by Hollywood, by our governments. They want us to take each other out one by one, so they don't have to do it. Because if they don't turn us against one another, because if they don't grow a virus in a lab and then let it go and then come up with the vaccine for it, because if the sickness doesn't kill you, the vaccine's going to do it. They probably killed my girlfriend with that vaccine. You know that? Don't think I don't have that in the back of my mind right now. Do I really need to take this? And her doctor's like, wouldn't hurt. I don't trust any of these people right now. You bring this up on your last day in office, and I'm glad that you did. But are you going to do anything about it? Is anything going to be done about it? Biden or Harris or some damn buddy in that administration pardoned Anthony Fauci. Funny that they felt the need to pardon him before anybody charged him with anything. Population control. That's a term I want you all to remember tonight. Why are they taking it easy on these migrants, as they like to call them? I don't call them migrants. I'm going to call them exactly what they are: criminals and terrorists. Because that is what they are. They are criminals and they are terrorists. If you're going to come to a country, number one, you do it legally. You follow the laws of that country. You make an effort to learn the language, to assimilate, to make something of yourself. I am not going to sit here any longer and allow these politicians to say that these people are scientists and doctors and lawyers and they're going to enrich us. What if they enriched? Oh yeah, they've been enriching the hell out of all those children in England. You know, we had elections here in my state over the last week. You want to know what I did? I voted all of the incumbents out. Every single one of them. All of the rhinos, I didn't vote for them. And I'll say it, I went straight ticket Republican. But I voted for all of the newbies, not all of the older people who have been around for 50 years and haven't done jack squat for this for my state or this country. It is time for the Lindsey Grahams and the Nancy Pelosi's and the Adam Schiffs to go. All of them. It is time for you to go. If you have been in office for 50 years and you haven't done jack squat except line your pockets with our money, get out. And that's just not in this country. That's in the UK as well. Every country. I am talking to everyone right now. These people who are career politicians are not your friends. They are not here to help you. If anything, they are here to keep you down. They are here to keep you sick. They are here to keep you hateful. They're here to keep you mistrustful. This whole damn thing is a game to them. We are pieces on a chessboard. And we're supposed to clap like seals. Yeah, throw me another fish. No. I watched that movie Citizen Vigilante last night. And it got me to thinking about some things. And that's something a movie doesn't do a whole lot these days. Makes you think, doesn't it? I remember the old days when my dad and I would watch a movie and it would always end and my dad would go, makes you think, don't it? Movies haven't made us think for a while. That one made me think. And do I agree with everything that's in it? No. But I agree with enough of it. And yeah, the right might be embracing that film, but you know what? There's a couple of digs at Trump in there too. And you know what? They're not undeserved. If I call out another party, I got to call out my own too, guys. That's just fair. And if I'm going to do a show like this right, then I got to do it right. And I lost a bunch of subscribers this week. I probably just lost a bunch of them just now. But we got to be fair and we got to understand what's going on around us here, folks. You come at me with a knife or some other kind of weapon, you better make for damn sure you kill me with the first hit, because that is the only one you're going to get. Because I'm not afraid of these criminals. I am not afraid of the guy on the street with the knife. I am not afraid of the sniper on the rooftop with a rifle. I am not afraid of the criminals who sit on judges' benches. I am not afraid of the politicians, the glad hands, who are shaking your hand, and then they have their other hand in your pocket. You have to call this stuff out. Now, going back to the main subject of the show, as I said, I am glad to see Keir Starmer out of office, but I hope that the British ask themselves, is Andy Burnham any better? Is Lowe any better? Is Farage any better? Look, you got to look at both sides, and you got to look to see if these people have your best interests in mind. Starmer is a symptom of a much bigger problem. He's gone. That's good. So what? The fight's not over yet. It's not over there. It's not over here. But we're going to fight that fight. And if enough of us stand together, we'll get through it. Do your due diligence. I am not here to tell you how to think or what to do. I leave that to you. I am not going to talk down to you in that fashion. All right. I know I have people who listen to this show who are on both sides of the aisle. I know that there are people who listen to this show who are from other countries. And thank you all for being here. And there are people who communicate with me behind the scenes who tell me keep going with what you do. I don't expect everybody to agree with me all the time or every week, but understand that I am on your side because I am one of you. I am someone who gets up every day, who does a job. I come home to an empty house, sadly. But that's for me to deal with. But here's the thing, all right? We are dealing with people who think that we are just going to clap like seals and do whatever they tell us to do. That we're just going to watch a movie and enjoy it because it's got DC or Star Wars stamped on it. That we're going to listen to them whether they're CNN or Fox News. The people who the people who are going to say, don't believe your lying eyes when we see a clip of some migrant snatching, there's that term again, migrant, no, terrorist, snatching a child out of a mother's arms and throwing that child to the ground. There's going to be a reckoning. You stick a gun in my face and say, choose a side. I've chosen a side, and I've chosen the side that I've always been on. I'm not going to start a fight, but I'm going to finish one. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. And that's what these people aren't going to understand. Start treating them for what they are. They are going to try and frighten you with terminology like racist, Islamophobic, stuff like that. Don't fall for this. You're good people. You know who you are. You know who you are. They don't know who you are. They don't understand. They think you're just a bunch of clapping seals. They think you're a bunch of mongoloids who just don't understand their brilliance. Folks, I'm not seeing their brilliance. You can't scare us with this terminology anymore. Okay? You have diffused the word. You want to call me a racist? Go ahead and call me a racist. I've been called a racist by the left ever since I was 2 fucking years old. Ever since I could walk, it's been the same people with the same grievances who refuse to help themselves, who make things worse. You think stabbing a high school student in a stadium is going to get you reparations? It ain't going to get you a thing. All that happened is another hood rat is going to go to prison. But people will say, hey, he didn't get a fair trial. He didn't get a jury of his peers. Okay, so say you go and you get a jury for Carmelo Anthony, because let's just call this kid what he is, all right? Let's just go and give this kid a new trial. They'll let him out. Fine. He'll kill again. Because you're telling him he can't. Why do you have these foreigners come into your country, do harm to your women and children, chase people through the streets with knives? Because you have allowed them to think that they can do it. The politicians have allowed them to think that they can do it. Oh, they're just vibrantly enriching us. Oh, yeah, they're vibrantly enriching you right to the grave. Oh, you don't understand. They had a hard life. Boo hoo! Who hasn't? I am nobody's anything special. All right? Nobody pulled a gold fucking spoon out of my mouth. I live in a real world. And in the real world, you gotta walk through some slime. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Welcome to the world. Nobody said it was going to be easy. We didn't come with an instruction manual. Well, that's not quite true. I mean, Benjamin Spock wrote one, but after you're about 2, that book ain't much use to you. But you get what I mean. What's that quote at the end of 7 when Somerset quotes Ernest Hemingway? He says, the world's a beautiful place and is worth fighting for. And then he qualifies that by saying, I agree with the second part. And I think that's where I am right now. This isn't a perfect country, but you know what? It's mine. And like my dad used to say, my country, right or wrong. I'll support a blue collar working man. I'll support the troops that go to war, even if I might not agree with the war. That is, those are people I will never turn my back on. I will never turn my back on you because I know your worth, even if the politicians and the media don't. I'm not a grifter. I make no money from this. I make nothing from this. I make enough to keep StreamYard every month. I'm not here to talk down or to fool you or to ask for anything. I'm you. And I just want good things for you. I want you to live in a world where the politicians on both sides of the aisle, mind you, I don't care if you're left or right or Green Party. I'm talking about all of them right now. Okay? I want people who will represent you. I want the news media not to lie to you. The trouble is they're being paid to lie to us. And we got to call this out where we see it. We got to start calling these people for what they are. These people who have their hands in your pocket, they are crooks. Okay? The guy who goes out and stabs someone in the street just because that person's white and they think they can get away with it, you know. And at the same time, if you've got white people who go out and beat up on some random black guy because they think they can get away with that, fuck you too. Because you are criminals as well. I want to live in a world where that doesn't happen. I want to live in a world where people who are in a country illegally are sent back to their homes. Go away. You are not welcome here if you're going to commit crimes. If you're not going to assimilate, go home. You're going to burn my flag? Go home. Go burn it there. You want to burn a flag? Burn a flag over there. You don't get to burn it here. Come to my country illegally, harm women and children, and then spit on and burn my flag. You better pray to whatever God you believe in that I don't see you do either of those things, because if I do, you are not going to have a good day. Be vigilant. because the war's been brought to us and we're the ones being blamed for it. When all we want to do is be left alone to live our own lives. I don't want the world. I just want to hold on to this little piece of it that I still have. The land that my father died trying to hang on to, that he went off and fought a war that they didn't want him to win. And then he returns home, and does he get a ticker tape parade? Do he and his friends get a ticker tape parade? No, they get called baby killers and have a bunch of college pricks throw dog shit at him at the airport. And guess where those hippies are now? What did those punk sellouts go and do? Now they're running all the corporations. I'm not done with these people yet. And I'm not done with this show yet. So yeah, I'm going to be back every week, and I'm going to call these people out for as long as it fucking takes. You want to get rid of me? Send a bunch of your migrant pals, okay? Send your terrorist pals. Just be prepared to lose them if you do. This is America, my country, right or wrong. We have laws here. You follow the laws of this country, and you respect the men and women who work every day and every night to keep it running. Because if you don't, you're going to be on the thumbnail. Just like that traitor and piece of shit right there. You're on notice. We are on to you. And we're not afraid of you. And we're not going to stand here and watch our friends get pushed around. Because there are people in England and people in Germany who are just like us, who just want to live our lives, who want to be left alone. We got a guy in the chat right now who's from Malaysia, and I do see you there, Sashi. And that guy works his ass off every day. We just want to be left alone and live our lives. We are not the problem. We're the people who are going to come and save you. Not every hero wears a cape. And you know who my heroes are? My heroes are men and women, people like my father who went out and fought for this country. My heroes are the people who are in the chat right now. And you're a crazy bunch of mother effers, and I love you. Because I'm one of you. To the people who are out there somewhere working some night shift, and I've done that before, and I know what that's like. Maybe you're listening to me. Maybe you're watching me on your phone right now. You're the people I have the respect for. Don't let anybody talk down to you. Don't let anybody think that you're less than what you are. Make them afraid of us. Chat's been, and I don't want to ignore you. Our man from the future, Shashi, good to see you, sir. Jamie Lynn Simons, good to see you. And once we're past all this violence, things will get better. Yeah, I hope that's soon. I think it says violence will never leave this world as long as humans are in it. We are violence. It's the Bible all about it. Yeah. Well, maybe we can curb some of it, Bill's like, I like some of those people as actors. As normal people, they're just stupid rich assholes, and I have to hate them now. Yeah. Unfortunately. And they did it to themselves. Hello to Aged Boomer. Geeky Geezers at the top of the hour. Hello to D. Penzac. People have their breaking point. And another reason for term limits, too. Yeah. These career politics should not be a career. Shouldn't be a career. All right. There have been people sitting up there in office for 50 years on a state and on a federal level, and they've done jack squat in that time. Quoted V. I just quoted V for Vendetta to someone else. Yeah. Guy Fawkes, look into him. Alleged vaccine. Yeah. Yeah. Alleged. What will this world look like without tangible money and it's all gone digital? Yeah. And that can be manipulated. This is me personally. I don't want to live in that world. I don't either. It says that's the main difference between the right and the left. The right will admit when there's fault on their own end. Sometimes. The left will always change the rules, abandon morality, and never admit wrongdoing. Yeah, that's true too. Hello to Joe's Atmosphere. Good to see you, sir. You are not the problem. You are good people who just want to be left alone to live your lives in peace. You deserve that. You've earned it. Do not let the terrorists, the criminals, and their enablers win. I love you guys. Take care. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.
It's even odd new Ronin's back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture, films, and the world we see. Deleted scenes, where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties or views to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Steam it up on your YouTube, bro, let's roll.